Hey there. Hi. I'm Grim, and I am the facilitator and founder of Grimalkin Records. A few of you might know me as Spartan Jetplex. And well, this is the first episode of a series that we're calling Get to Know Us as a way to kind of get out the word more on uh, the artists that we release and the music and the work that we do in and out of music. And our first guest is going to be Jason Jamal. Uh, his album is out tomorrow. We have a pre-order up right now for Sweet. It's if you're not aware of his music, I hope that you uh, get to know it and go to our Bandcamp and check out his music. And we are actually running a pre-order for a second run of 7-inch lathe cut, full length lathe cut records. If you're interested and you missed the first run, if you go to it's at the top, the link is at the top of our link tree, which is in our bio. But yeah, and I'm just waiting for for Jason to come on here. And we're really excited because his album got Album of the Day today on Bandcamp, so that was really exciting for us. Yeah. So let's see here. Jason, where are you, Jason? Oh. Jason. Hey,
Hi.
how you doing?
Great. How are you?
Pretty good. Yeah. How's your day gone?
Not too shabby. It's been a pretty busy day, but I'm here. I'm queer. I'm ready for things.
Yeah, I'm really excited about your album coming out tomorrow and the Bandcamp album of the day. That was really awesome today.
Uh, Sorry, literally the best news I've ever received. I love it.
Yeah, I was very stoked. Very excited for you. And yeah, so I was just gonna just ask you some questions. I always like to know like when people first got into music and like maybe like your first favorite band or song or first album that you bought or things like
Well,
that.
so I feel like my relationship with music has been really weird because I started getting into music with classical music and being like a trombonist. So I always loved like pop music and stuff. Like I remember listening to John Legend a lot and Natasha Bedingfield, like a lot of pop stars at the time. But then I was also super into just Tchaikovsky and other stuff. So it's been I've always been into music. I guess that's the answer. Just different sections and genres of it.
Yeah, that's really awesome. Yeah, so like when did you first start like writing your own music and recording it? Like
Yeah. I started writing and recording like I'd say midway through college. I kind of just wanted a break from like classical trombone a little bit, and I always knew I liked singing, so I just kind of started writing, and I was always into poetry too. So that kind of just propelled me writing lyrics and writing songs.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. And did you go to school for music?
Yeah,
Or
yeah, I
yeah,
classical
yeah.
trombone.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's really, really cool. And you play the trombone on your on your new album. And yeah, tell us about your new album.
Yeah, of course. So the EP came about like middle of the pandemic. I was writing some songs on my own and really just kind of doing the thing. And me and my friend Cameron, who produced Sweet for me, decided like, hey, why not put together an EP? So things just kind of happened, and I wanted to make something that made me feel grounded in what I like in music. So I wanted it to be R&B. I wanted it to be pop. I wanted it to be all the things that made me, the musician that I am today, including the classical instruments and maybe a little bit of the classical sound. So that's how we came about the EP, and that's what it like I guess took to make it.
Yeah, it's such a feel good music too. Like when you listen to it, it's just like the perfect music to put you in a good mood and like yeah.
Yeah, thank
Really
you.
great. Yeah. So like who would you say are some of your like biggest influences then or like musicians that you really like look up to or
Of,
admire?
of course. One of the first trombonists I ever loved was like the biggest trombonist or classical trombonist, Christian Lindbergh, and then I heard of Reggie Chapman, who's actually playing on the EP on All the Things. And Reggie Chapman, in my opinion, best bass trombonist in the world. I'll go to my grave with that. And as far as like vocals and singing styles, I've always been a fan of like a lot of uh, John Legend. I've been a really big fan of like obviously Beyonce, like Alicia Keys, some of the bigger pop stars, and it just kind of trickled down over the years. With this EP, my inspirations were Al Green, Troye Sivan, some more John Legend, Anita Baker. It was a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You do hear like a lot of different influences in your music. It's really cool. Yeah, what are you listening to right now? Is there anything that you're really like,
Oh my
you know,
God, yes.
on
Uh,
rotation?
Hiatus Coyote has been my favorite band for years now, and I have been listening to that album on repeat every day. I listen to it sometimes 3 to 4 times a day. That is my go-to right now. I can't stop listening to it.
All right, awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so so as most people know, Grimalkin's about more than just music. We encourage people to get more involved in their local communities, find out what kinds of things are going on with mutual aid, and our tape proceeds. We always ask our artists to choose like something local to them, either a group or a person to help out. Yeah, and I was just curious about if you wanted to talk at all about where your tape proceeds are going. And I
Yeah.
saw before I hopped on here, I think we only have two more tapes left.
Oh, really? I
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have not been checking that. Or I haven't checked. I didn't think they would go that fast, but cool.
Yeah,
Um,
they are going.
I love it. As far as mutual aid goes, my immediate thought with that was like, who can I help that's nearest me? And I think that's the whole point of mutual aid is who can I help that's closest and the quickest and the most direct. And the first person I thought of was like my best friend Benet. They they needed top surgery and gender reaffirming surgery. So I immediately thought, okay, boom, bam, why don't I put some money towards this? And yeah, I guess that's the point of mutual aid. Get to the most direct source of help.
Yes, that's really awesome. I was really excited that you chose to do that. So yeah, yeah, wonderful. Is there any other like things that are going on locally that you know about in terms of like mutual aid or folks that are doing work that you want to like shout out at all to in
Um,
Richmond?
RBA 26, I think they do a lot of like bail fund work, and they do a lot of work in helping with uh, um, rent and helping people get rent who are behind on it. And again, just bail fund and material things like that. Especially with the protests going on last summer, I think they were there to help a lot of people out that were that were in some tough spots.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool. Um, yeah. So one of the things that we're also trying to do at Grimalkin is kind of like make small changes or steady changes towards like the music industry, which is so large and horrible in so many ways, I guess. And obviously, we can't really take on the whole music industry, but we kind of strive to do things differently and maybe show that there are other ways you can do things. And I guess I'm always curious to hear from other people, like if you could change just one thing about how things are kind of go on in the music industry, what would it be? What would you like to see changed?
I would like to see some more diversity, honestly. I think music is very accessible. Music is something that most of everyone can relate to, but the people that we see at the forefront aren't always the people, that are making up the globe. I see a lot of the same things a lot of the times that so it'd be nice to see some more people that look like me doing different things, some more people that look like my friends that are trans, non-binary, that are all made up of all these different identities, that are making the pop songs.
Yeah, yeah. I hope that in some really small way, Grimalkin is helping a little bit with that. I
Oh,
hope so.
it
That's
would.
like what I hope. That's what I'm hoping for. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And yeah, I guess like, I really personally think that music uh can be a positive, like a way to change the world in positive ways, even if it's in small ways, or be a vehicle for change or a bridge to change. And I guess I just wanted to see if you had any like parting words of like wisdom or advice or what you'd want people to know or hopes for the future, either personally or in a bigger way. It's up to you, whatever you want to say.
Yeah. So this, like, it's kind of a personal thing for me. Just because all I've known is music. I've always been a musician, but it's a tough world to be a musician because there's a lot of factors that play into this being a thing that I want to do. And the biggest thing for me, anytime I get stressed out, is to think like, all right, I'll just move on to something else or I'll stop doing it. But I guess my words of advice would be to not quit. It's no matter what you're doing, no matter what it is that you enjoy doing, like keep going. The tough days are tough. They suck a lot, but also like it's always about the journey and never about the destination. So just keep moving.
That's some good advice. Yeah, I agree with all that. Yeah, and so you are uh doing a show tomorrow, right? So do you
I
want
am.
to do you want to like tell folks about that as like a way to say goodbye and like what's
Absolutely,
going
yeah.
on for tomorrow?
Yeah, so I'm hosting my album release party at Blue Bee Cider in Richmond, Virginia, which is a really cool business that everyone should support. It's a woman-owned and woman-operated cidery, which is a crazy thing to have in the beverage industry, considering it's super male-dominated and an oversaturated industry. But I'm hosting it there, where I'll be able to premiere my music video that my friend Maddie so graciously helped make, and I had a wonderful team of people to help me put it together. And yeah, I'm going to be doing also a small performance of my EP as well.
That's awesome. Well, I'm really excited for your release. It'll probably drop sometime tonight, right after midnight.
Yep,
And yeah, I'm really excited to see the video and all that. So yeah, thank you so much, Jason, for like trusting in Grimalkin to help you with your release. And I'm just really excited to see what else you do in the future and how everything pans out.
of course. And I just want to say thank you, Nancy, and everyone at Grim Hawkin that has been helpful to me. I get super stressed out easily and don't always know everything that I'm doing, but you have been more than gracious and more than helpful with me throughout everything. And I love what Grim Hawkin is doing, and I love the opportunities that you've helped me get so far. So thank you.
Yeah, I hope we release more music in the future. You take care, Jason, and we'll talk. We'll talk soon. All
All right.
right, you take care. All right,
You
and
too.
bye.
Bye.
Thanks. All right, thanks everybody who tuned in, and just be on the lookout for more of these get to know us episodes. We're going to be doing them as we are releasing different folks, and when anniversary album releases come up. We're hoping that this will be a way to kind of get out the word more on what we're doing and the work that we do. So thank you, everybody. Take care. Good night.